Okay. Hi, everybody, wherever you're watching me from LinkedIn or from YouTube on my Basement Chronicles channel, welcome. My name is Lisa Dublin. First of all, please let me know if you're hearing me okay. And today we have a very interesting topic. If you have ever thought about speaking, if you do have the gift of the gab, as they call it, or if you're a great communicator or somebody who's just simply looking for a side hustle, somebody who's stuck in the 9 to 5 like I was, and is like, you know what, I want out of here. I want a way to move from the cubicle to my calling, like I did. This is the right place for you. My name is Lisa Dublin. I am an international speaker. I'm also somebody who teaches speaking, and I'm a certified life coach. So I am well placed to be able to speak about this topic because this is what I have been doing for the last couple years. So before I continue, you guys see that I'm wearing, I forgot the name of this outfit. So if any of my African friends will definitely let me know. But I love to start by just warming things up because even as a speaker, you learn what works. You learn that you bring all of you to every speaking engagement, even your clothing and how you dress. And I want to tell you a quick story about the time that I wore this outfit to a coaching call. I do have African clients, especially women. I have some female African clients who I coach right here in Edmonton, and this one, yeah. So I wore this outfit, and in the call, when she saw me, when it was virtual, we were on my coaching most of the time. It is virtual. When she saw me, she just lit up, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, you just remind me of home." And for that entire 60 minutes of our coaching session, she was just in such a nostalgic mood. Just it just created a different atmosphere in that coaching session. So that is the power. Has that ever happened to you? Please let me know in the chat. Has it ever happened to you where your clothing has been a good occasion to speak and to create a bridge? So, by the way, my good friend right here in Edmonton made me this outfit. It's a Nigerian sister. I'm very close to my community. I mean, I'm from the Caribbean. And the fact is that all of the Black people in the Caribbean, they came on slave ships from the continent, from West Africa in particular. And so, even now coming to Edmonton and being exposed to lots of my brothers and sisters who are from the continent and different countries in the continent of Africa, you realize, wait a minute, I always get mistaken for a Nigerian. I always get that. I was like, are you from Nigeria? Then I start talking and then they realize that I'm not. But for me, the synergies are there, the similarities are there. So I feel well placed. There's no cultural appropriation here. Well placed to be wearing this outfit. I forgot the name of it. Somebody told me the name one time. So you guys can tell me if you do know what it is. Okay, so tell somebody to come on in. I want to tell you about the kinds of people, the everyday people who take this gift of speaking and this talent and this career of speaking, they take it seriously and they make money, either as the main thing that they do or on the side as a side hustle in the first instance. And so, full disclosure, okay, and let me put up a couple of things. I'm having a free seminar on Sunday, the 6th of July. It's at 4 p.m. MST. And in that seminar, I swear, like I'm giving my best information. It's like, Lisa, you're going to give your best information. What do you have after you say all of this, Lisa? Well, a lot more. I'll tell you about that for sure, right? But I'm giving my best information. 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker. 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker. So that will be on Sunday. And I've had lots of people sign up for it. If you are wanting to come to that 1.5 hour event, it's free. I want you to come out because I'm giving my 5 simple steps that actually work. Yesterday, for example, I did another consultation, just people wanting to sign up. They book their call. I'm not sure if they want to do the webinar or the program that I am going to tell you about. And they signed up. And yesterday I had this consultation, and on the call, I was like, okay, I'm giving you the 5 steps. So even if you don't sign up, You have those 5 steps. They are so powerful and so simple that even if you don't sign up for the program that I'm going to be offering, even at the end of the session, you can start to run with those 5 simple steps that will make you become a paid speaker. I didn't say that it was going to be easy. They are very simple. You've got to have the will to do it, which is why you want to be in a program that is definitely going to teach you how to do it, right? You want to be in a program that will do that. But then, if that is you, I want to give you this link. I'm going to put it up on LinkedIn in particular. Just give me 1 second right here. Let me join my own live event. Let me just mute right here and see if I can. I am going to drop the link in the chat. So the link is in the chat on LinkedIn, where you can join and just get all the information about. Geez, what did I just do, you guys? Just give me 1 second right here. All right, I'm gonna just drop it in the links, and yeah, you can just go ahead and sign up. I'll do the thing on YouTube. Here's the link to sign up for the webinar that will take place on Sunday. 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker. You don't want to miss it. When I do stuff, I'm very serious about it. Like, I don't do things if I haven't tested them, if I don't have proof of them, and if I don't think they're going to work. And those 5 simple steps have worked for me to take me from the speaker who was just offering her services for free to the person who gets paid. And that's not to say any professional speaker like me will tell you that they still do, unless you're like Tony Robbins or one of those really big people. Unless you like them, you will still be doing stuff for free. It's just that the majority of the work that you do as a speaker, when you finally make up your mind and you get out there and you have a reputation, all of this work, most of it is going to be paid, but you still are going to be doing stuff for free. The difference between a professional speaker and somebody who's just starting out is that you've got to create opportunities in the beginning. And I had the pleasure in my Find Your Fire program of taking a couple speakers from January till now to start that process. Some of them had never gotten paid as speakers. Some of them just had the gift, knew what they wanted to say or didn't. And we figured out all of those things to get them to the point where now they're stepping out as paid speakers, even as they still do some free gigs, because yes, that's what is going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Okay. And so I'd love you to join me, even before we get into what I want to talk about. I'd love you to join me on Sunday, the 6th of July. And yeah, I will tell you those secrets. So even whether or not you sign up, and that's basically what I do, whether or not you sign up or not, you will have enough information to start the process. But I'm going to make it so that you will want to join that program because it's going to be so affordable, so impactful. It will get you where you want to be. We actually start this program August 5th. People have signed up and ready to go. So we're just getting in a couple more people to have a complete class. But let's get into the kinds of people who I've been coming across who can take speaking seriously. That might be you listening to me right now. That might actually be you. So here's the first thing. If you are that person who has any kind of experience in any field, if you've lived through something, you've earned your chops, you've earned your scars, maybe it could be in your personal life that you've suffered, you've learned, you are better. I'm not talking about people who are going through stuff. I have seen people come out as speakers while they are going through. I will never forget a couple years ago, many years ago, I won't ever forget. There was this woman who was a well-known preacher at the time, and she had a very public domestic violence situation. All of a sudden, sister comes out as an advocate against domestic violence. No, that's not how it works. I teach my speakers that you can speak about your scars, not your wounds. Because ultimately, that wound, if you have not taken the time to heal it and to know the lessons to have been gleaned from it, you are never going to be the person who can give value. You will be on the spectacle like everybody else, and you don't want that. Are you hearing me okay, you guys? I actually have these the beats instead of using my mic, which cuts in and out apparently. Okay, so there are people, if you have experience, let me just consult my notes here. I'm so excited. If you have experience, if you have expertise, if you've lived through something, if you have a passion for something, and those things usually come out from speaking, you realize what it is you really want to speak about by speaking over and over again. You qualify to be a speaker. And the thing too is, especially if you can couch those topics in any of the categories that I have spoken about, if you can couch any of those topics in a way that is appealing to people, solves problems for people, you can start that process of going from creating opportunities to speak to becoming the person who's top of mind and who's sought after and gets paid for speaking. It is possible. So, who have I been interviewing? Who is already in my Find Your Fire program? I'll tell you a little bit first about the people who I've been interviewing. Okay. So the program is built for people who are in the 9 to 5 or who are entrepreneurs. It caters to both their needs. You know why? Because one, I built my speaking and coaching business from the 9 to 5. I was in the office, I was in the cubicle, and I hated it. And so I went out to find a way to leverage the gifts that I had. There's this book that, is recommended reading in the program, and it's Master of One. There's another one that's called, what is it? The One Thing by Gary Papasan. Required reading. Because when you find your one thing, you find two, that is where you operate in your zone of genius. A lot of us, especially if you're just at a regular job, one that you're just holding on to, not because you like it, but because, it pays the bills. A lot of us are just in our zone of competence. Let's face it. Zone of competence. I can do it, but there are tons of people who can do it better than me. Then you have your zone of excellence. Then you have your zone of genius. That is when you can do something so much better than other people. It's so much easier for you and it's not for other people. That's when you are in your zone of genius. It's easy for you to do, it's difficult for other people. It's a skill or a gift or a practice or knowledge that people want and need. That's when you've got something, and there are ways for you to create. I was talking about this, or you guys, I'm really digging this. I really like this. It's nice and just nice and flowing, and it really feels nice against my skin as well. I have to thank my friend Lillian for making this for me. It just feels very nice, honestly. I hope you like it. Right? So when you're operating in your zone of genius, you will never run out of things to speak about. And a couple of days I've been writing very regularly on LinkedIn. I took Toby's program, and it has just leveled up everything, my viewership, and just learning all the ropes. So the more, like speaking, the more you write is the more you delve into your own ideas, and the more you speak is the more you find more things to speak about. Anybody who's a speaker, you will find that. Okay, that's why I always advocate go live as much as you can. Connect with your people. The more you speak is the more you find things to speak about. I just came off a 31-day YouTube challenge. You guys, I did it in a month and a half. But here's what happened. The more I spoke is the more I found myself in my zone of genius. I'm like, yeah, Lisa, this is what you meant to do. Now you have to figure out how to make it work. And so the more I was writing the last couple of days, I came across something that I'm implementing into the Find Your Fire program. When you find the thing that you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life, and it's all related to the 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker. Because when you focus on one thing as opposed to just going all around, then you begin to get traction. Things begin to take root because you find yourself planted in one spot, one focus, one area, one career, one like you zero in on one part. Even within speaking, I had a meeting this morning with a speaker, and all he does is that he focuses on presentations. So it's not keynotes like I do. He focuses on teaching people how to master presentations. And you might not think that you need something like that if you are just, a regular speaker. But for the high stakes people who go into rooms where their presentation can make or break a 6 or 7 or 8 figure deal, they would hire him. So the better he knows and he zones in and he focuses in on just how to do presentations, is the better he becomes, the more expert at his field. If the more he talks about it, is the more people know that's the person to go to for presentations. Okay, if you want to come and learn how to become a paid speaker, how to speak with confidence, come to Lisa Dublin. Come here, I'll teach you how. If you want to move from the 9 to 5 and build that hustle on the side, come here, I'll show you how. A lot of people deal with speakers who are already in the field. And for me, if I did not learn to take my gift seriously, I would never be here today. And what I want to do is to say to people, let me help you rescue yourself from the 9 to 5. Especially, some people want to do it. Some people are not entrepreneurs. Some people don't do well on their own. They need the structure of the office. But there are other people, I'm pretty sure, like me, who are like, you know what? No, this is too constricting for me. I want to be on stage speaking and I want to talk to people. I want words to pour out of me, words for days, that kind of thing. And I do not want to just be the person who's pushing papers and filling out forms. And that was it for me. So, like, no shade to anybody who's doing the 9 to 5 and loving it. I'm here for that person who feels the call for more. And that's the first kind of person I've been speaking to who's in the Find Your Fire program. The people who are yes in the 9 to 5, but they feel the call for more. They begin to speak, their mood changes, the mood of the people around them changes because the words just come out of them. They are inspiring. And they've always known it. Like other people who perhaps even at work, and you need to tag them and tell them, get in the bathroom and watch this live right now because she's only on for like 13 more minutes. So tell them to watch this because she's talking about you, and you need to get on that webinar on Sunday and potentially join the entire program for the next 6 months. But there are some people, when they speak, you just want them to keep on speaking. Sometimes it's what they say, other times it's the tone, it's how they say it, it's how they make you feel. Maya Angelou was quite right when she said, it's not what we say, but it's how you make people feel. That's what they remember. It's very true. You can accomplish that same kind of feeling by being the speaker who's inspirational, for example, the person who always has wisdom. You know, that person, I was speaking to a CEO coach, like a client of mine. He's a CEO. And he said, I'm the kind of person who, um, like even in a just a normal situation, speaking situation, everybody's gonna speak. And then when I speak, it's like party done, as we say in the Caribbean. It's all done. Like we're ready to go home because we've heard everything that we have to. Some people just have this gift of wisdom, and they are always a person that others look to for the final say, for the analysis that's deep enough. You've got a gift. It's then to see how to leverage that gift so that you become known for one thing and you get out there and you add speaking as a bona fide career, as a thing, as a stream of income, as a place and a way for you to make an impact and make an income. So the thing is, when you get into your zone of genius, these are the kinds of people who come in. They have something to say. I want more. I want more from life. I don't want to just do the 9 to 5. I might be a mom. I might, be have my family, relationship, be married or not, doesn't even matter in this context, right? But I feel that there's more for me and I want to explore the more. There's something about having a speaking career that it doesn't make you puffed up, but it does make you realize that your voice matters. And I say that very humbly because speaking is not just privilege, it's also responsibility. Okay. And I teach the two things. Deeper than the both of them is I teach that speaking is serving. You are serving people. So those kinds of people who want more, they come into the program, and some of them have already signed up for the Find Your Fire program. You learn more. You learn more about the program and about the 5 simple steps that any single person can use for them to become a paid speaker. I didn't say that this is a long game, you guys. You have to play the long game as a speaker. So that's why it's better to start while you are in the 9 to 5 and become top of mind in one thing on the side, so that if you are ever ready to pivot, you can easily do it because you already have such deep traction, credibility, exposure, and experience in that field. The other kind of person who comes into the program and who I've been interviewing are those people who are just fed up at work. I have one person, she signed up like a month and a half ago. She was one of my early signups, and I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. She's like, I'm stuck in this job. I do not like my boss. We are not getting along. I feel like I've been used. I feel like my talents have been like clamped. It's almost as if, who do I think I am when they see me with all this talent? And no matter how I try to present it, I always seem to be too much. These are the other kinds of persons who come into this program. I'm talking about Find Your Fire. You learn more about it when you join this free seminar webinar on Sunday. So that this is the kind of person who's like, I'm not supposed to be here. Let me tell you about my experience. One of the things that propelled me out of the office. And you might call it, well, it's not, I don't think it's arrogant. I think we all have a measure of human dignity that needs to be satisfied. Do you agree? One of the memories that I don't like to speak about, because frankly, I didn't have too bad an experience when I worked in an office. Yes, the normal, microaggressions, one of the things, but I'm not one. I've learned not to take these things. No, I mean, okay, let me backtrack a little bit to tell you why I don't take these things as seriously and as grievously to bodily harm as other people do. One of my speaking mentors, Eric Thomas, a motivational speaker, one of the reasons that I'm still holding on to this dream and going after it with everything. On one of his podcasts, he lives in the US, with a mecca for, I guess, racism and all of the things. And he said something on his podcast. He said this. He said, "So what if America is racist to black men? I'm still going to I'm still going to be a millionaire." That's what he said. He said, "So what if America is racist and it's all of the, I'm still going to be a millionaire." And that's the callus that I needed to say, like, so what if there are racist people at work? I am still gonna shine and I'm still gonna make it. I didn't even plan to go in that area right now. But if you're facing all of these things, that don't take them to heart. You deal with them with the procedures, with the proper channels. You call it out, but you don't take it to heart. It says nothing about you because you have nothing missing and nothing broken. And so I approach the office that way. No matter what happens, Lisa's gonna do what she's supposed to do. I didn't ultimately like it or stay, but it wasn't like because people treated me badly that I would wilt and take it to heart like it was some kind of stereotype that applied. No, it applies on you, not on me. Okay, guys, you see this flag in the back? You know, I never talk about what's in the background, but a lot of this is just family stuff. Like that little trophy right there is from one son's basketball game, and then on the weekend on Canada Day, my last son, he plopped down this flag right above my head. I mean, this is the life. This is what you create when you take your gift seriously. It just goes in different places. And so I was saying that one of the reasons that I left, and this is the frustration of being in a place where you are not appreciated, is that I was an administrator, and people sent me emails where they didn't even bother to say my name. I would be CC'd on stuff and expected to sift out of what was said, what applied to me, because you're just the help, and that's what I signed up for. Don't get me wrong, but it's especially painful if you are like me and you're like, I have more talent than this. Like, what am I doing here? Shall I even take the step of finding out if this talent of speaking can take me further, instead of wallowing and sitting under people who don't even appreciate the talents that I have, who frankly are mean. See what I mean? And it's just a pull towards, I've got more to do. I don't want to be here. I'm made for more. I want to be on stage speaking or doing presentations, making an impact by changing people from the inside out. That's the other kind of person, the everyday person who knows that they were meant for more. That is the kind of person who should be at first at the webinar and hopefully to sign up for the Find Your Fire program, which will show you how to go from $0 to your first 2K as a speaker. Yes, it's a promise, it's a guarantee, because it's possible. There are so many speaking gigs out there. Actually, on tomorrow's live at the same time, 1 p.m. MST, I'm going to start to break it down, get very serious about where do you find speaking gigs. So Lisa, if it's such a great field, well, where are the speaking gigs? I'll tell you where they are because they're all around. So you want to be here for tomorrow's live at the same time. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to put it up, right? So the other person. So you see how sometimes people come into programs because there are push factors. The other kind of person who needs to get this information about how to make the 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker, or to also be in my speaker development program, Find Your Fire, that teaches you how to go from 0 to 2K. Or if you're already making money, then it takes you further, honestly. Okay. The other kind of person has a passion for something, for one thing. They've already discovered what it is. The beauty of how I work, I always start with the foundations. Like, yes, speak with confidence. I take professionals and I help them to speak more professionally with more confidence and authenticity. So they already come already in their fields. They are not looking to leave the office. Okay. They just want to climb that corporate ladder with everything that they have. Do it with dignity, do it by the sweat of their brow, do it with their skills. And by the time they leave speak with confidence, they are that person. But there's another kind of speaker who starts from, what do I have to say? A kind of speaker who starts from why. That is also perhaps the entrepreneur, that person who has discovered the reason for their existence and now needs a strategy, a system in place to be able to make this work, to be able to step out and to keep on saying one thing over and over and over again so that they become top of mind in other people's minds and clients' minds. That, oh, you want to talk about speaking? Check Lisa Dublin. Oh, you want to speak about branding? Go to this person. Oh, you want to speak about parenting? I actually have a guest slash client this afternoon. If you are on LinkedIn, around what time are we starting? 5 p.m. MST. I'm going to be interviewing her on a live. So I have a guest this afternoon. This one streams to Facebook and also to my YouTube channel. So you can always join in if you want to. But the other kind of person, this one is the person with the passion, the person who has an answer to the question. If I only had 12 months to live and I had to speak, this is what I'd be speaking about. They figured it out. It's a passion for them. It's a burden on their heart. It's a thing that they want to solve in the world. It's insight that they have about a certain aspect that they just want to couch and to put in a way that people want and that people would pay for. That's the other kind of person who needs to be. And there's also, I have 1 more minute to speak about the entrepreneur. I did just a consultation with one person. I think she's going to come into the program, but she was so ready that she just ran with my 5 simple steps. This lady is all over Instagram right now. The information that I gave her was effective enough for her to begin to move at such a phenomenal level. This lady, she's a regular mom here in Edmonton, 9 to 5, like most people. Has a family. She's married. She has three kids. They're all in sports. They're all doing like organized sports. So why am I saying that? So that you understand the financial aspect of having another source of income, one that is not too hard for you to do, one that you absolutely love. She's an entrepreneur. She has her business. but it was going nowhere. In fact, it was not even a business. I said to her, hey, it's more like you have, my light has been off all this time. I said to her, it's almost like you have a charity. Because with a charity, although charities are supposed to run like business, because you need to have a business model to keep it running, right? At least the model, not the funding. But she was running her business like a charity, doing it for whosoever will. So she does a paint and sip all over the city of Edmonton. And at the same time, there's the crunch of I have my job, got my family, I need another source of income, but I don't quite know how to change that. Like, I already give it for free. People know me to give it for free. How do I change that into a speaking gig, a speaking something? How do you do something like that? You might be the accountant. You might be the person who offers financial services. You might have a paint and sip like she does. Let's see what else. Maybe you just ride horses and you want to train horses. Maybe you have a babysitting business. Maybe you walk dogs, whatever the side hustle is. I can show you how, with certain aspects of speaking, you can improve your leads. You can get more business for the thing that you do anyway. It's very simple. The 5 steps work, and it won't even be 5 steps for you. The reason that she could run with it is because she had already figured out what she wanted to speak about. She had the business. The one thing that I've done, I love speaking. I am a speaker. I teach speaking. And while I was writing the other day, last thing, you guys, I realized that by the grace of God, right, I have been able, and it's not just me, that's what other people do. I've been able to create a family of products around speaking. So for her with the paint and sip, she linked it to mental health. And because of that linkage, she's been able to go into places where just a normal paint and sip with a glass of wine would not take her. And that's one of the things we do in the program. That when you learn to speak about your topic, you'll see how fertile it is. You'll see how much there is to speak about and to teach people of, and to create the like and the love, the trust that will make people ultimately buy the products and services that you offer. That comes from being able to communicate what you do with love, with like, and with creativity. So we're going to stop here. I hope I've piqued your interest and that you return tomorrow to start to hear about where do I get speaking gigs. I'm giving away all the, I guess, industry secrets, but everybody gives the secrets, because where people need help is in the implementation, because you're going to run up against the nose, against the how do I even do this? What do I say then? And it's at that point that you realize, hey, it's great to have information. That's what you're going to get on Sunday. But it's also great to be in a program where it's inspirational. You have a system, you have accountability, and there's a promise to get you from 0 to 2K. So if you are interested, join me here tomorrow, same time, and I'll tell you more about how the 5 simple steps to become a paid speaker. I'm Lisa Dublin. My time is up.